They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
Would you look at that, everyone? What a bombastic opening! Hello, everybody. I am Necromanticer, and in case you can't quite tell, we're going to be doing a Let's Play of Bioshock, the original, none of this infinite nonsense. I was reminiscing about this in my Dark Souls 2 Let's Play not too long ago, and it really got me jonesing for some of this really great shooter action. This was one of the first games I played that really spoke to me on a story level, and the gameplay is just fantastic, so I thought, what the heck? Let's pick it up on PC and see how it stands up to the test of time. I originally played this all the way back on the Xbox 360. It was one of the first games I got for the system, and goodness, it was just absolutely fantastic. Such a wonderful story, bunch of deep and intricate lore, and just a way of telling the story that was so unlike anything I'd seen before. It really is just such a great game, and look at this. The game just oozes style. It's fantastic. From the very beginning, you're entering into this other world of style, pizzazz, and who really knows what the truth is down here? Clearly this is some strange new world we've entered into, focused on science, focused on industry, focused on art. Truly, this is a new world, and we're about to head down the rabbit hole proper, but just take a second to look around and absorb some of the atmosphere, because it does not get any less heady as we progress through the game, and it really just gives it some of the best aesthetic design that I've ever seen. Really an amazing game, and I look forward to be playing it in front of you all. Minor slip up here is that they quote 10 and then 18 fathoms, but I don't really think they understand how long down a fathom is. The little scale for that's quite off, but it conveys that we're going down, so I suppose it serves its purpose. Look at this little intro, this advertising.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers.
Indeed.
Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture.
And there you have it, everybody. This
City
is
where the
Rapture.
artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well.
Yes, Rapture is a city where man is worshipped as the highest virtue, and everyone was intended to be able to live in their own laissez-faire fashion.
The White House is all lit up like hellfire. Looks like some kind of plane crash. Here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. How could it? I don't know. You best get over there. And be quick about it. The splicers are coming.
Yes, indeed. The splicers are coming, and soon we'll get our first little introduction to them. In case you can't tell, Bioshock, Rapture, this whole setting is supposed to be... It's all supposed to be an allegory for radical capitalism. That's the setup here, and this is the results, if you can call them that.
Don't hurt me. Just let me go.
This scene is just chilling. That one hurts. And the kill shot. Fatality. God, it's brilliant. Oh, what's this? Not done, are we?
Is it someone new?
I don't think she's pleased to see us. And frankly, who would be? Oh, look at that. We're trapped inside this little tin can here.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
Absolutely brilliant. What an introduction, folks. Everybody give him a hand.
That plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to
There we
keep you
go.
alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
Keep on moving indeed. That is going to be the plan here.
Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't leave you twisting in the wind.
Look at this. These massive
We're gonna need to draw in a
atriums.
hiding, but you're gonna have to trust me.
Stylized windows. You can really see just the worship of man. All these massive statues made to idolize him. It's so clear in just the tiniest little details. And better yet, it's all stylized into an olden feel. Everything is decaying, though. This is what the developers are trying to say happens to man in his natural state when he's not bound by law
Just a bit more.
and government.
How do you like that, sister?
Nice little introduction to some of the mechanics we can expect later on in the game.
Crowbar or something. Bloody splicer. Seal Johnny in before they... Goddamn splicer.
There we have it. Goddamn splicers, indeed. Ah, yes. Everything cancelled. That's what we can be expecting here. They finally give us a melee weapon, and if I can get through here, bam! Thrust us right into the action. You've been a spectator long enough, it's time for you to be engaged. From the very beginning of the game, you're fighting for your life. This establishes the game as a very hostile environment. Things are not going to be easy for you down here. This is going to be a struggle for you, and by golly, if you make it out alive, you'll be lucky indeed. Rapture, 1946. One man's vision, mankind's salvation. The hubris of this whole city, this whole idea, this whole experience. It's incredible. The scope is amazing. I love all the little details that can be seen out within the world, because it's not just a strange random city. No, look at the Kashmir restaurant. We're going to be heading there in just a little bit, and they're already making the connections. This is a living, breathing world, and we've fallen right into it. And now, Drugs are good, everybody. Also, look at the tattoo on his wrists. Take a second and go back and just look at that and remember that, because that's going to be very important later.
Your genetic code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
Well, that was unpleasant. But that does set the scene for this next little encounter.
This little fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him.
This is where we get exposed to the true nature of splicers. All they want is their Adam.
Let's buck. Weak! You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no big daddy. Yellow! Always have been. You'll be no better off with metal daddy, little fish. See you floating from my...
Self-preservationists, scavengers, greedy in essence, and that is their essence. These characters, really wonderful addition. So imposing, so weighty. You can feel the vibrations coming off when he steps.
Bubbles, it's an angel.
And he's called Mr. Bubbles, so what's not to love about that?
I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
And if that's not creepy, I don't know what is. Yeah, that's the setup for the Big Daddies and the Little Sisters.
You alright, boyo? First time plasmid's a real kick from a mule.
You don't
But
say.
there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
Yeah. As you can see from the neon plasmid sign and this lady here turning on that light bulb, I now have the power of electricity at my very fingertips. Quite a useful power, too. Oh. Remember that plane crash earlier? Yeah, we're calling back to that. That's still a thing. This is how they introduce you to the decay that is so integral to Rapture. The world is falling apart. This man-made utopia is nothing of the sort. And it's only going downhill from here, people. Right mouse button to equip my plasmid. And wonderful loot system. We all know I love that to death now, don't we? Such great effects. Such great everything, really. There's always something to do, something to grab. Oh! And something to fight.
Then whack 'em. 1-2 punch. Remember, the 1-2 punch.
It's always best to keep your back to a wall when dealing with an unseen adversary. Oh. Talking about there he is. 1-2 punch. Zap him and whack him. Sets him down every time. They're really great about introducing you to the combo mechanic that is going to be a big part of Bioshock. Mixing in... Oh! You too! Mixing in your weapons with the, quote, magic system of plasmids.
Don't do that! The whole thing will go! No!
Everywhere you look, there's just cinematic scenes within the game. Even if you're not taking the time to watch them. The world is alive. Things are happening within the game, and you're merely an observer. A transgressor. A transient, even. Elevator Excelsior. Repair. Yeah, right. God, everything is so stylized. Look at the elevators. And yet, at the same time, everything is in full-blown decay. This world is falling apart. But you have come to it, and let's see how that works out for you.
I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe... I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
Everything about this game is just cinematic. There's always something to do, something to watch, something to see, even as you're progressing through the game. There's a bunch of wonderful vignettes, little scenes around the place.
And Daddy too.
You can see
Wait.
she's singing to a pistol.
Before
It's fantastic. Always have the first strike. It is something very important.
Everything. They destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends butchering one another. Babies strangled in cribs. The whole city went to hell.
You remember those broken chain tattooed onto our wrists? What do you think that represents, eh? Yeah. They just set up the story from the very beginning, and by golly, did they do a great job of it. This game is everything that I love about games. It's good combat, great loot mechanics, wonderful story, and just an in-depth world that draws you in. You see, if I hadn't interrupted, that scene would have played out slightly differently.
Charlie, where you going?
Oh, I keep missing. Oh, and I'm reloading mid-combat. Yeah, that's a terrible idea. Leadhead slicers are a bit more difficult to deal with than the thuggish slicer variety, but they still go down. They're only human, we think. This game really rewards exploration, going about and picking up odds and ends, making sure you scour every nook and cranny. And that is something that I highly rate. I've always been a fan of exploration games, and this is one of the finest. Bunch of loot, bunch of enemies to kill, and this is one of my favorite parts, the audio logs.
Another New Year's, another night alone. I'm out, and you're stuck in Festus, working. Huh. Imagine my surprise. Well, just guess I'll have another drink. Here's a toast to Diane McClintock, silliest girl in Rapture. Silly enough to fall in love with Andrew Ryan. Silly. What happened? I'm bleeding. Oh God. What's happening?
This whole area just establishes in an instant what Rapture was like in its heyday. 1959, debauchery, monuments to humanity, partying, drink, cigarettes. The world was grand, and now look at what it's fallen into. Look at the decay that is evident throughout the area. It's brilliant, really it is. The whole game they're establishing the fall of humanity. And they just do such a great job of it.
I'm too spliced up. I'm too spliced up. Nobody's gonna want me.
They're already establishing the vapid sensibilities of the world.
You care to tell me why you've had a hole in the wall the size of Plymouth Rock coming out of your crapper going on 3 weeks now?
I'm not a bad person.
I ain't saying I'm Shakespeare. I'm trying to run a respectable theater. I got working folk coming in from Port Neptune trying to catch a little diversion. And all they can think about is the stink coming out of your shitter. Get it fixed.
Yeah. It's a bit of a ham-fisted introduction to this little hole here, but it works. But really, this game is all about the story and the setup.
Would you kindly lower that weapon for a minute?
A little bit of a platforming section.
Don't be fooled. She's a little sister now. Somebody went and turned a sweet baby girl into a monster. Whatever you thought about right and count for much down in Rapture.
This series is
Those little
brilliant.
sisters, they carry Adam, the genetic material that keeps the wheels of Rapture turning. Everybody wants it, everybody needs it.
Oh, she's calling for help now. Her big daddy's coming over to save the day. A pistol? Yeah, not gonna do anything here. You made a mistake trifling with that little sister, and that's what you get. Just brilliant.
Big daddy. She got it, Adam. He keeps her safe.
What an introduction, folks. What an introduction. It's absolutely fantastic. I also hand you the revolver in case you failed to pick it up earlier. And yeah, that's the introduction to Rapture. It's a wonderfully in-depth world, great combat, great game just in general, and I look forward to playing it with you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.